Hi, it's Claire Nielsen. This is vlog 44, Faith Walk Over 50. Yes, I do look a lot healthier than I did on the last vlog. I just wanted to kind of share just a little bit some of my revelations, and also just I'd like to say thank you as well. Thank you to some of the amazing people who have been there for me as I've gone through this and the after effects of it. Whether it's Julie, my neighbour, who in the end called the ambulance because she was concerned about how I was, and obviously that then caused me to go into A&E and get saline, and I ended up after 2 bags of saline, they sussed out that I actually wasn't anorexic and I wasn't psychotic, but I did get referred to a mental health unit, psychiatric unit. But I got released after 5 minutes there because they were looking for people who were either anorexic or psychotic, and clearly I wasn't either of those. And but if Julie hadn't have called the ambulance, as she did, then who knows. Jane, who turned up, she brought me food and caused me to eat at the end of the fast the day before I was admitted into hospital. And she's been to see me several times since, just to make sure that I'm actually okay. And she has noticed I am eating lots of food, and I'm fine. Karen, who she came to see me 2 days after the fast, and she took me with her. Took me home because she just couldn't leave me because I was not in a good place. Because having come out of hospital, I started to deteriorate again, and so she looked after me, or allowed me to stay with her for and her family for a couple of weeks, which was absolutely amazing, and really did help me to recover. She actually took me back. I asked her to take me back to hospital 3 days after I came out, because I was concerned at the state I was. I think I ended up going into shock, actually, and looking in the mirror and looking who was looking back at me I didn't recognise, and it was really quite frightening. Didn't recognise that person at all. It was quite haunting. It was really not nice. And it took me a good couple of weeks to come to terms with a lot of that, maybe even more than that. I was kind of having, it was like my body was swelling up and just weird things going on. And really, really weird. So Karen was an amazing blessing to me, and Tricia, and just people who were there for me when I clearly wasn't there for myself, and really I think I don't regret in any way doing the fast, because I had some amazing spiritual encounters, but just recently I've been getting revelation about the place that I got to, actually, because if you look at it, it was like I'd pressed the self-destruct button, and the revelation that I had just literally in the last few days has been that I actually haven't loved myself enough, and if you don't love yourself, for a whole variety of reasons, and it can be any reason really, why someone wouldn't love themselves enough. But if you don't, then you've got no safety net. There's no failsafe. And so effectively, I pursued the fast longer than I should have done, and that was because I believed I do believe I was doing the right thing, but I'd kind of there was nothing in me that was able to go, Claire, this is no longer good for you. And I think so that revelation of not loving myself has been quite an eye opener for me. So I'm now kind of trying to address that and work on that and deal with some of the kind of underlying reasons and things that things that I've spoken over myself. And they say life and death is in the power of the tongue. So some of the things that I've kind of repeated over myself all of my life in many ways. So I'm dealing with that one right now. So I'm pretty much back to. I wouldn't say I'm back to full strength, but I'm pretty much. I mean, I'm definitely eating loads. It's amazing how much kind of muscle and everything that you lose when you're basically consuming yourself. Really, if you think about it. So like I say, I've got no regrets about doing it. I'm very glad that I'm out of it. I'm very glad that I have such amazing friends around me. Who people I haven't mentioned as well, who were just able to and chose to be there for me and to help me and to make sure that I am back on the road to recovery. Back on, being me again, which is amazing. Because I spoke to a doctor down in Devon, and they basically really told me off, and they basically said, people who don't eat for 28 days, Claire, can die. And yes, that I suppose is a reality. Lots of people fast though, and that's not But I think when someone says that to you, and you realise that it's it's a tough thing that you've actually done. And I think as well, because I was doing the partial dry fast, as well as the as well as the water fast, then I probably pushed myself too far. And as somebody else said to me, when we get older, and bear in mind, so I'm 56 now, as you get older, you're less able to cope with the reality of that kind of thing. So maybe there are lots of reasons why I got to the place that I did. But I'm okay now. So I just wanted to share that with you and just say thank you for being there with me. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for, I'm sorry if I upset you, if I caused you to be concerned about me and fearful about what I was doing. That wasn't my intention. But I did upset some people, and that's a very sad thing to do. I didn't intend to do that. So just want to say again, thank you, and onwards and upwards. Bye for now.